Hey there, Asus. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by again. Oh, wow. I got some reverb on that. Uh, Hopefully that's no longer echoing my voice. How you doing? I always forget to turn something on or off when it comes to this. Great. How am I? I am. I spent the last hour or two trying to figure out why my PC kept blue screening. Yeah, so like after like that whole this is what was reverbing here. After like that whole like month or so of like that storm causing an issue with me, I was watching this earlier too. I don't know if you've seen this, the Ananta. It used to be called Project Mugen. Looks like GTA 6 but anime style. Like that whole month or so where I was offline because of the storm, for whatever reason, after I booted my PC back up, after that, I kept having like all of these issues, for better or for worse. Definitely for worse. I haven't been able to quite figure out what the problem was. I keep getting like these random blue screenings and like freezes. The weird thing is sometimes the BSODs and the freezing does not create a dump file. So I was trying to figure out what was going on. I went into the event viewer for Windows. Sometimes these didn't create any dump files, and so I was having a pretty difficult time. I'm still looking into it. I think I've narrowed it down to a RAM issue. I used to run my PC on 32 gigs. I updated to 128 a little while ago. I didn't have any issues until just now though, but when I was like looking at all of my parts in the case, the RAM was exceptionally hot. So I don't know if maybe it could be a voltage issue on the RAM, but that wouldn't explain like why the 32 gigs was working just fine. So long story short, I don't know. I replaced the RAM back to my older 32 gig sticks, so we'll see. I didn't have any problems so far, but if suddenly the stream dies, that would be why. But yeah. Anyways, so I was in the middle of actually doing Tower of Adversity. So I'm just gonna try to finish this up real quick. There is a guy that I know. He works down the street from me. If I keep having issues, I might take it to him to figure out. We'll see. I don't know. I'm hoping that it's just like a faulty RAM because it somehow ends up getting overheated. But I didn't have that issue before, so why I'm having that issue now, I don't know. That's fine. As long as my computer makes it until 2026, that's when I'm planning on upgrading everything, because Windows 10 will basically end service near the end of 2025. So hopefully I make it to that point in time. Anyways, how are things on your end? Oh wow, that was easily avoidable. He says RAM don't overheat, but RAM do cause BSODs. Okay, that's good to know. I did Windows memory diagnostics on the RAM a couple of times. God, I am failing at dodging here. It said everything came back fine. Like, when I do all of the stuff that I know of to do on my end, like, everything just turns out a-okay. So I'm kind of at a loss here. I did do like a clean reset of Windows. The only thing left to do that might help or not help would be like a complete reinstallation. My only concern with that would be having to repay for it. Like it used to be back in the day, you got your Windows DVD or CD. Ooh. And you could basically install it a couple of times because it came with the product code, but now everything is like digital and tied to the firmware or the hardware, one of the two. And I'm just concerned that if I did like a complete clean reinstallation, it would basically like invalidate my product code, and then I'd be running like a fake version of Windows essentially. Man, I really love Camellia. I really love her. She is just really fun to play. I don't know if you ever played with like Beyblades when those were a thing in the past, but she just feels like an actual Beyblade. Yeah, I guess this will be fine. I don't know. I was doing Dan Jin earlier on this side because it's Havoc, and I realized that I have no idea how to confidently play that chick. So that's going to be something I'm going to have to try to figure out, is how to play her. I mean, sure, that's fine. Let me try to make it through. Tower of Diversity here, hopefully without dying. I don't know. Like I said, I seem to be doing okay right now. I haven't had any issues, but that's not like any indication that I won't have issues, so. Got a feeling there's going to be a second wave after this. Oh, should have switched to Verena. Oh well. I am not going to make the 3-minute time limit on this. Yeah, I'm not going to... I probably won't even make the 2-minute time limit on this.
Life is in everything. Banish all vice. Embrace the oneness.
That's fine. It's just like the Abyss in Genshin, where it's whatever.
Leave it to me.
2 minutes, a minute and 50 left.
Bask in the sunlight.
About 2/3 of his way through his HP, so we'll see.
Struggle harder. Entertain me. It's getting fun.
Ooh, he got me there.
Stemming. Vitality. Sour. Blue.
Hello.
Photosynthesis. Life is in everything. Banish all vice. Embrace the oneness.
Let's see, I probably have less than a minute left. Yeah, 45 seconds. Kind of curious if I'm going to actually be able to make it.
Sprout of buddies. Don't run. Keep the dance going. How pathetic.
Nope. Nope. That was probably easily avoidable. That's fine. That's fine. It's just like the Abyss in Genshin. I rarely go all the way up to the final one anyways, so that's fine. I can do the rest of this later because I still have a day left and I don't always even do it. So, yeah, if you want to do that call, that's fine. As long as the guy doesn't mind doing it while I'm actually on stream.
What's up?
Good morning, good evening, good night. I think you're actually an hour behind me, aren't you? So it would be good night. Or good morning. It should be just after
Hello.
midnight for you, I think.
You should. So this is my friend Buckley. He
How
is
you
Oh
doing,
yeah, it
Buckley?
is after midnight. How about that?
the same zone as you. So
Good evening, good night, good morning. How are you? Thanks for hopping on the call.
Hey, good something. Or I don't even know what to call 1 a.m. But good. I guess that is afternoon. Yeah.
It's
he's
afternoon
the
if you're a
same time
creature
zone.
of the night.
Yeah.
So yeah, Buckley, he has an issue with his PC, and he was saying like how he was getting the blue screen of death. Do you know where he could like look to check the logs of where can the failure be?
So
Buckley?
the difficult part about that is that Dan, you said that it was after an outage, right? So like,
Yeah.
What if there was an obvious major event prior to the blue screen's beginning? That could be significant.
So, where I live in the US, we got hit by a couple of storms back in end of October, early November, I think. If you're from the US, you probably heard about them, right? Like Milton and what was the other one? Helene.
I'm New England, so yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you probably know about them. So it wasn't like a power outage while my PC was on. It was like an extended no power period of time.
Okay.
The only thing that remotely comes to mind was like a timer issue, because I noticed when I went into the BIOS, the time was about 12, 13 hours off.
Okay.
I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not.
So if the BIOS clock is off, that indicates that the little, watch battery on the motherboard is dead. So that like keeps time when the computer doesn't have power. But that shouldn't cause blue screening issues. So I would, I guess, go ahead and call that unrelated.
Okay.
Probably.
Now, if you're gonna do a clean install on your computer, I would recommend a website called Magic's Jelly Bean. You could extract your Windows key and basically do a clean install. You will use the same Windows key, but if you cannot use it, you could just call like Best Buy or Microsoft, and they could just give you a replacement as long as you have the old Windows key.
The Windows key is different from the product key under settings, correct? So if you go into system settings and the about page, it gives you a product ID that's different than the Windows key, right?
I believe so.
So the first thing to do, sometimes if you, hold on, let me find this thing.
Yeah, I think it is different. I could download Magic Jelly Bean on my thing.
So I'm just pasting a Windows PowerShell command. Depending on the type of system you have, this might actually just give you your Windows product key. I'm not sure if this is like exclusive to OEM systems or if it's exclusive. I think it is like exclusive to OEM systems, but custom built systems do not. This won't work for that. It's one or the other. I haven't actually.
This could also work. You just click on the free version where it gives like a text document or CSV. If you're trying to extract, well, not extract necessarily, but get the product key.
Yeah.
But let's run some diagnostics, shall we?
Sure, works good for me.
Alright, Buckley, what's the instructions? I believe there is I believe there's an instruction where on the Windows has an option where you can see like the event logs. I think it's called Event Viewer or something like that.
Well, okay, so the approach I generally would take is make sure all your firmware is updated, all your drivers are updated, and then observe a blue screen, right? So if your BIOS is like 3 years old, you might just have a BIOS version that sucks and like causes blue screens. So
I did
that would be something that I would try
flash a
first.
new BIOS to the motherboard.
Okay, that's
earlier
good.
today.
Oh, okay. Very
Earlier
new.
today, because I like trying to diagnose all of this stuff. I ended up trying to flash an updated BIOS to the motherboard. So I'm not sure if you have my stream pulled up or if you're just on Discord. I can stream it to I can stream my screen to Discord too.
I do not have your stream up. If you send me a link to it, I can follow it, or you can just go stream.
I could send you the link, but it's gonna be delayed though.
I guess I'll given the option, I'll take the non-delayed link. Non-delayed stream.
I'll just send it anyways. So welcome to his stream, Buckley.
Oh, good. My voice is broadcasted live for how many people? 4?
5?
5?
5.
I think
yes.
I'm the 5th one, so
You're
I'll
probably the
subtract
5th
1.
So 4 people maybe.
Yeah.
So for all 4 people watching, hi, how y'all doing? I can turn
What-
off the Discord audio in the stream if you don't want that.
It's fine.
Okay, as long as you're okay with it.
Yeah. As long as I know, like it's not a surprise, I'm good.
Yes, so you are the Discord the Discord output is going into the stream.
Okay.
So I actually flashed this one since this was the newest one that Asus released, or ASRock, excuse me. This is my motherboard right here.
Let me mute the YouTube stream because I'm getting double audio. There we go. Yeah, so. And the other thing is I'm just kind of... I'm pretty pessimistic towards Windows in general, because
Yeah, you're not the only one.
I'm a Linux user at home, and at work we have basically like 3 antivirus-like programs that causes our work computers to be total garbage. So I'm like, yeah, I come home, Linux is awesome. I go to work, and the computer's blue screen, and it's normal. Like we expect that. So, you know,
I have been honestly eyeballing some Linux distros because I don't like the overt AI integration in Windows 11.
yeah, that's a little bit of an awkward thing.
The only thing is I'm not sure. I mean, I know you can do like virtual machines. I think Wine is one of them where you can run Windows games. I don't know how well that would work with like some of the games I play, like the gacha games like Genshin, PGR, Star Rail,
HI3.
Wuthering Waves. I'm not sure how like that would integrate well with like the anti-cheat and whatnot.
Yeah, anti-cheat is like a gigantic pain point. You can look at, there's a website called ProtonDB, which basically tells you Proton is like the pinnacle of like running Windows games on Linux. And if you go on ProtonDB and it says your game is like a garbage rating for compatibility, then too bad.
Too bad, so sad, yeah.
Yeah. Although if, I guess back to the Windows problem. So like if, so do you run custom, or sorry, do you run a non-Microsoft antivirus on your machine?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
HI3 is out. No.
I'm just trying to think. So like, and when you blue screen, that basically means that like a very important core component of the system is like gone belly out. One of those things is like Windows itself. Antivirus like inserts itself in there as well. So in addition to checking Windows for problems, you would also want to at least be paying attention to your antivirus for problems. For Windows, check for updates and then run SFC to like make sure your system is intact. Because it started with like a power outage, or at least it seems to have started with a power outage that lends itself to the system files maybe being corrupted, so SFC would catch that.
It
Antivirus is kind of...
It returns A-OK.
Okay.
I did the
SFC
SFC.
span now.
I did the other one, DISM. Oh, there was one thing that I was looking up on Reddit. I forgot what it was off the top of my head. Shoot, no, yeah. It was something to run through the command line. And it was like oh man, maybe I can find it on my history. If I can find it on my history, this is what kind of made me want to think about looking at the RAM.
RAM could cause a blue screen of death. I can't deny that. But
I've had RAM cause, like, I have a computer that RAM was causing it to crash, and I just ended up like removing some of the sticks of RAM and it fixed it. So like that can happen. I guess it's even theoretically possible if you have like a power outage where there's a power surge involved, like it could like zap the RAM as you're losing power and then cause blue screens after that. So
I don't know if it popped up on the stream yet. This right here, system thread exception not handled. This was this was the last blue screen that I got. And I was going down, looking at stuff. What was it that I did? Right, BCD, I think, in enumeration. Yeah, this one right here. Of course, I changed the drive to C drive. And it said something about bad memory access. And that's what made me think about changing out the RAM. So...
do you know the RAM setup you have on your... Well, so I guess first of all, how often does your machine crash?
So I would say it crashes 2 or 3 times a day, bare minimum. Ever since I was able to boot it back up after the storm.
Okay. Because one strategy you could use is just, you know, bearing in mind the dual channel setup for your board, which is like, go read the manual, whatever, but like you could like take out half the RAM, and then if it crashes, take out the other half to like verify that all the RAM sticks are... Like if you take out half and then you take out the other half, then you know it's not, like the crash is not caused by any particular RAM stick that's damaged.
Okay.
Aside from that, you could... So there's this software called memtest 86, which... At least it used to come on a lot of you know, live boot tools. So like if you downloaded, for example, like an old Ubuntu live CD, it would come with a memtester tool. So you could just like plug the CD in, boot up, hit memtest, and it would test your RAM. The software is still around. I'm not 100% sure if it's still easy to get though. Like, I don't know if you can just go grab the latest Ubuntu and have like a disk that runs a memtest or not.
Said it was memtest 86, right? Because I think I came across this in looking at things to try to figure out what was causing all of my issues.
Yeah, I'm looking around to see if there's an easy way to just grab it. I haven't had to run a memory test in a while. Okay, so apparently back in 2022... Oh, wait. Oh, I guess the newest versions of Ubuntu don't come with it anymore. You just have to get it yourself. It doesn't come with... other OSs. Well, you know, hold on a second. You can just go download like 10-year-old versions of Ubuntu and they come with the mem testing tool. No problem with that.
It says here that it'll run on Windows, or at least the memtest 86 Plus version will.
Alright, I'm testing the 2018 version of Ubuntu to see if that has the memory tester. Frankly, it's just been a pretty long time since I had to test memory, so the last time it came up, you just boot Ubuntu and test it there. Yeah.
Ryzen 9, 59.
Yep. Okay, so that does work. So if you download this version of Ubuntu, it has a memory tester built into it. It's memtest 86 plus version 5.
Can I run this off a flash drive?
You can, yeah. If you set up...
I mean, I don't mind mounting it in a
mileage.
small partition. I am definitely not running out of memory anytime soon.
You do not have to make a partition for it, no. I would definitely do something with USB to boot that up.
Okay.
It's also been probably... It's been a very long time since I made a Linux boot disk with Windows. So I think the last time I did it was with the software called Unet Bootin. But also I've heard the software Rufus called called out a lot of times, so that's going to be another your mileage may vary thing.
Disk manager. Format and delete.
The other thing I guess you could look at is so there is this software called Ventoy, which is quite good. I just don't have a ton of experience like using it from Windows, using it to like debug stuff. Ventoy is very good from my limited experience with it.
Okay.
Basically, it formats a drive in a very special way where it gives you a partition that you just drag ISOs in, and then it lets you boot off of them. So you can just like grab an Ubuntu, Debian, whatever ISOs you want, drag them into a folder, and then you plug it in, boot off of it, and then it lets you pick from a menu which of the ISOs you want to load. And I'm not 100% sure that it lets you get to, like if you stick an Ubuntu ISO on there, if it'll let you get to the memory tester, but that's the most like modern tool I've used to boot stuff off of USB drives.
All
Little
right.
unprepared for this phone call, but
It's okay. I can give it a shot.
yeah.
So I guess it doesn't matter which one I get. Download.
The Vento one, yeah, just like the latest release is probably good, yeah. If Ventoy works, Ventoy is like really nice for what I've used it for. It will erase whatever drive you're trying to install stuff on, so make sure you don't have
That
anything on there.
is a-okay.
Alright. By default, I think it has UEFI on, but secure boot off. And if that's the case, if you have secure boot off in Ventoy but on your BIOS, that'll cause it to not be able to work. So that's something to look out for. But
Okay, I do have I think I have it. I think I have it on.
okay.
So I just drag and drop the ISO onto the USB drive after Ventoy's been installed.
So I think Ventoy will split your flash drive into 2 partitions. One of them is like a partition for like system files for Ventoy to like operate, and then the second one is literally called Ventoy, and that is the one that you drag your ISOs into.
Okay.
So it looks like, yeah, the J drive, that's the big, that looks like the one that you will actually just drag ISOs into, and it lets you boot off of them.
Okay.
And then the 32 megabyte one is like the system file thing. And hopefully it lets you actually like access all the boot options and it'll work. If not, then that's very sad. But oh well.
It is what it is, I guess. It can't be any worse than where I'm currently sitting. Alrighty, well, I guess I will boot up into it and see what happens.